well, you know. So without the power of God behind everything I do, I really am completely inadequate. I fumble. I always drop the ball. Every time I try to prepare something, you know, I stutter, I stumble, and, you know, what I say is of no effect. But what I found is that every time that I pray before I speak and I ask God for the confidence in that He be glorified in everything that I say and everything that I do, for some reason, words just come out of my mouth. So please don't be convinced by what people say. I'm not brilliant. I'm not a genius. I'm not even gifted, really. I mean, I have gifts, but these are things that all come from God and through me. You know what I love? I'm telling you guys, please believe me, 5 years ago I was this. I was like, you know, what kind of resistance did y'all meet in the industry with popular culture when the time was perhaps per se? I was so that. Oh God. And now, let me tell you, where I am now, I accept and I understand that I don't know anything. First of all, you know, the music industry is just a microcosm of the world. So whenever you stand for something and you stand for goodness and truth, you will always get resistance. That's period. My mother, you know, she taught me. She raised me with certain morals and certain standards. But, you know, like any kid, when I was out there with my friends, you know, I cut up, I wilded out, acted up amongst people whose mothers may not have taught them the same ideals. For me now, I'm learning that it's more important to be righteous than to be right. I've tried to be right. You know, this is right. This is an injustice. This is a travesty. I'm right. But I've been very unrighteous. So I understand now that the battlefield and that the war is so much greater than what we see before us. You know, I live in this physical body. This is like my address, like 22 Eder Terrace. I'm just, love, I tell you, love is that confidence. Love is what you give your children. Love is what you give. Let me tell you another thing about the Matrix. Going back to the Matrix, is that I was always confused about it. I always thought that, you know, the Matrix was battling the enemy out there, picking them out. I'm going to find those enemies. I'm going to get that enemy, until I realized that until you conquer the enemy in yourself, you can't deal with anyone. In order to be used by God, you have to really be used. You know, we always want to be used for the glorious jobs. Let God put me on the stage in front of the people in the Grammy show with a nice dress on. Let me just praise your name. But that's not being used. Sometimes in order to be used, you also have to be humiliated. You have to be humiliated sometimes. You have to be kicked and beaten. And in that situation, the person who's kicking and beating, he's feeling more pain than you are. You know, love is an incredible thing, and we don't know love like we should. We always talk about, I have unconditional love. Unconditional love is, we don't even know it, because if a person stops stimulating us, we stop loving them. You're not interesting to talk to anymore. Goodbye. But that real love, that love that sometimes is difficult, difficult to have, that's that love. And that's a confidence builder. Think big. And think in doses, think in experiences, and don't be afraid of experiences that teach you. Okay, thank you. I was blessed to be in this room with you guys. I'm excited. I'm excited for you. I really am. Just stay encouraged, you know, and just know that there's a higher force that He knows the way out of the Matrix. Okay, thank you, everyone.